Well, over the years, Crossroads Missions has been honored to partner with many organizations around the world, some larger and others smaller, homegrown grassroots ministries, like the one started 12 years ago by our guest, Wendy Hagar. It's called Sow on Fire. That's S-E-W. Her tireless efforts were recently recognized by her home city, and she was named Citizen of the Year in Burlington, Ontario. Wendy, congratulations for that.
Thank you very much.
So
what
good
an honor
to have you. Yeah, Citizen of the Year. Like, we're going to get to your meager, humble beginnings in a moment, but that is huge. Like,
yes, it's an honor. A lady by the name of Charlotte McKay put an application to nominate me for Citizen of the Year.
And there you are with the mayor of Burlington.
And you received an award, a plaque.
I happen to have a plaque right here. We got to get
there it is.
This. Burlington Citizen of the Year for 2011. And this was given to you in May of this year. So
yes.
It was for the previous year.
This award is sponsored by the Rotary and the Lions Club, and they have a civic recognition committee, and they have a lot of nominations, I guess, and we came up on top. So
you know, it's been a long time coming, but this year you've also been recognized with another very substantial recognition, the Queen's Jubilee.
Yeah, I'm holding the medal right here, the Queen's Diamond Jubilee medal. Recognizing those who've made a significant difference in Canada, in people's lives, and around the world. And there's the photo. And tell us who's there with you.
Our local MP, Jane McKenna, and our MPP, and Mike Wallace, our MP.
Yeah.
Now, just to give you a little bit of background of why all the accolades with Sow on Fire, in 1 year, Sow on Fire has given 16,500 gift bags to 38 countries, partnered with 64 churches and ministries to send out 112 shipments, 3,000 backpacks, 1,750 layettes, lots of teachers' kits and shoes and bikes and Bibles and sewing machines. I mean, the list goes on and on. Did you ever think, way back in 2000, that this is where God was going to bring that vision?
No, and as our house began to fill, I remember telling the kids, don't worry, it's only for a season. Because our house filled within 2 weeks of me making a personal decision to clothe 100 babies. And yeah, a lot of people with the same heart, wanting to make a difference in the world, came alongside. And
so you were a mom of 2 teenagers and sitting in a church service. We attend the same church here in Burlington, Glad Tidings. Yeah. And there was a missionary visiting, and he was sharing of a great need, and it stirred something in you.
You know, I did a fast the year before, a 40-day fast. Just wanted to make sure I was doing what God had put me here for. What in the world am I here for? And because I'm a yes person, and I wanted to make sure that I was saying yes to the things that He specifically was designing for me. And I wasn't trying to start a ministry or anything like that. I just wanted to know that I was where He was planting me. And, you know, I knew I would bloom there. And but anyway, after hearing Ron Garrison tell his story, I just thought, this is big. And I really felt that when I was putting offering in, that the Lord spoke to me and He says, I'm requiring more of you in missions. It terrified me. I thought He was going to send me to Ethiopia. But at the same time, I knew this is where the rubber meets the road, and this is the day I have to say yes and figure out what this meant. So, you know, as I was kind of pregnant with that, with this notion, what does God want? And, you know, He doesn't send you a directive exactly. You follow these steps and do this and that. But I just, it just unfolded as I made a personal commitment to clothe 100 babies. I can knit. I thought I'll knit. I hate sewing, but I can.
I love that. You hate sewing, and your ministry is called Sow on Fire.
I thought I can sew. I don't enjoy it, but I'll clothe 100 babies, knit 100 pairs of mitts, and fill these cloth bags and sew cloth bags like Samaritan's Purse, fill them with all the things that kids need. And everywhere I went, I'd tell people, and you know, I found like minds, they come together, and people filled our house every night for that first year, Monday to Friday night.
So people started bringing things, and knowing that you have this vision and that you're wanting to do something, they started bringing things. They started knitting or sewing and bringing everything and just depositing it at your house.
They did. I worked at the district office for PAOC, and I'd come home from work and there'd be bags at my door with no note, and I thought, what is this, from heaven? Bags of toothpaste and school supplies, and people really, really supported us. It was incredible. I think this ministry is the Father's heart, because our verse that we follow is James 1:27, speaks about caring for the widows, the orphans, and the poor. And I know that he blesses us because of that. We're just following under his direction.
So as your home starts filling up with all this stuff for missions purposes, it gets a little harder to get around the house because you're stepping over things.
How did your kids respond to this? You had 2 teenagers.
Well, they started going off to university. I remember when Matt would come home for Easter or whatever, Mom, I want my room back, because his room became the granny room and had all the granny outfits and all this kind of stuff. And
granny outfits, what's a granny?
Well, it was just, we gave all the grannies a nightgown and a personal hygiene bag of about 2 pounds, and there'd be the bags of slippers and mitts and hats, and 7 rooms were overtaken. And we always wanted to use our home for the honor and glory of God, and I always said that, and to me at that time was having pool parties for the youth group to come over. But we really did it in a big way for 3.5 years until Jack Hawkins came to our home. Lorna Duick, I think, told him about us, and
yeah, Jack worked with us here at Crossroads, and and tell how that connection came.
Well, we were connecting with Lorna because she was doing some work in Sierra Leone, and she said, Jack, you need to meet Wendy Hagar. So I gave him an 1.5-hour tour of our home, of all the work that we do, and he's thinking, you cannot live like this. And he offered us space in the warehouse, at the Crossroads warehouse, which was in Burlington. So we moved in there and took over every square inch of the warehouse. And we were there for, I think, just over 3 years.
And now we're looking at pictures of a new warehouse that you have moved into, 6,000 square feet.
Oh, it's just wonderful. 6,000 square foot warehouse. We're able to spread open, have all kinds of centers for volunteers to come in, and it's just been incredible.
And it's totally volunteer run and operated.
Yes, Soul and Fire is 100% volunteer. There's no salaries.
And not even Wendy Hagar gets a salary. So this is really a full-time, non-paying job.
Yes,
for you.
it is. Yeah, it's awesome. It's a privilege. And we take pride in that. Everyone has to volunteer and do something. I have companies that bring their employees over, and hockey teams and Girl Guides and Brownies and Sparks.
I know our kids have gone and volunteered at your warehouse, just helping to assemble different things.
Andrea, I remember she came in our home and made layettes. Her and a friend came and made layettes all day.
Now, explain what a layette is, because that's a new term to me.
Well, you need to learn this term, because
yes.
you're going to be a grandpa.
Well, it's a package that you would give to a newborn babe, a mother of a newborn, and it would have everything that they need, the washcloth and soap and clothing and blankets and receiving blankets and all the kinds of things. Their value is about $150. So it's a wonderful gift to give to a new mom, and we do thousands of those every year. It's our favorite thing to do, caring for the babes. It's really how Soul and Fire started, was caring for babies.
Caring for babies.
And so these have been shipped all around the world, all kinds of different products, whether it's medical supplies to these layettes, and even currently with Crossroads Missions, because we partnered for the last 10 years or so. There's I know about 600 backpacks, and he said 200 of these layettes, I think, that are ready to be shipped over to the Mully Children's Family.
That's right. Isn't that exciting?
In Africa. Yeah.
I know he cares for 6,000. I'd love to send 6,000 backpacks. But, they're sending other things that they need.
Well, you never know. In another 12 years, how much reach you will have around the world.
Yes.
Wendy, just in our closing moment here, I just want you to share with someone watching right now who will say, I feel like maybe God has more for me to do, but I'm a little standoffish, I'm a little nervous. Can God really use me? Because that's what you were thinking 12, 13 years ago, and look how far God has extended your reach.
Well, I had a burning desire to make a difference in the world, a tangible difference. And I think that a lot of people are, I think the biggest thing is determining what your purpose in life is. And that's just asking the Lord. And I don't think he's going to set out a certain plan for you. I think whatever you put your hand to, he's going to bless you. You could make a pot of soup, and you could be running a soup kitchen one day. But I really think that we just want to seek the Lord and ask him to show us. That's all I did, was just show me, Lord, what you would have me do. And you can chase after success, after money, and it's never going to fill that hole in your heart. The only thing that will fill it is the Holy Spirit. And what I found in Soul on Fire is the joy of giving, that joy of serving the Lord is just, it's unbelievable. And it's a spiritual law that when you do that, you get involved in that, your life is going to change.
That's right. Yeah. It all starts with an open heart before God. Someone who says, here I am, God. You know me, you know my talents, you know my gifts, you know my longings, my desires. Just use me, here I am. And I don't know if you've got that kind of relationship with God where you can just open up your heart to Him and say, here I am. But I just want to invite you to think about that maybe God wants to be more personally involved in your life than you ever thought He could be. He is there, He loves you. He just is longing to live out His life through you and make a difference to the world around you.
Wendy, thank you for stopping in to share your story, which I know has been inspiring to many already and maybe more today. I'm sure it has been. And so God bless you in your ongoing ministry. You have a website?
Yes, souonfire.com, and yeah, just check it out. Come and drop in and visit us. We'd love to give you a tour of the center. And I've got to thank you to Crossroads. You're one of our, next to God, you're our next promoter. And it's because of your program, and we've been on a few times. We received gifts all across Canada from Vancouver to Newfoundland. So we're really grateful for this partnership.
It is our privilege.
Thanks,
All right.
Wendy.